Will the price of justice be too much for Jace Fox to pay, and will his time as Batman be over before it starts? Well, let's hop into the pages of Future State, the next Batman issue number 4, the grand finale, and find out together, shall we? So then, picking up from where the last issue left off, poor Jace was getting himself choked out by one of the very people he was trying to save from getting shot in the street by the Magistrate. It's at a moment like this the new Batman really has to stop and wonder to himself, did the old Batman ever get in trouble like this? Eventually, the wife serves to calm down her husband, knowing full well that they stand a much better chance with Batman's plan to hand them off to one of the few good cops still left in Gotham City than to go and face down a Magistrate firing squad. Still doesn't stop the husband from trying to weasel out of it as best he can, saying maybe that they should tell the cops that he committed the murder and he alone, so his wife can, if nothing else, not ruin her life over the revenge that they tried to seek. Again, though, Jace Fox is resolute, showing that as Batman, he has a very strong feeling about justice and getting to see justice done, not just fighting crime. Even if that means bending the rules of superheroics himself a little bit by stealing a car so the three of them can escape the Magistrate checkpoints. He even entrusts the two with explosives, in case they get cornered by trigger-happy Magistrate agents and he himself can't swoop on in to save them. Naturally, this leads to a big old car chase all over the city, and I must admit there's something very entertaining in seeing this new caped crusader of this dark future ducking crazy future cops in a family sedan. It also seems too that all of Jace's talk about justice and personal responsibility has rubbed off on this couple in a different way. The lady actually gives up her own explosives to stop a bunch of bikes from taking them down. And when things really look like they're getting bad, the guy actually rolls out of the vehicle and basically sacrifices himself so his wife can end up escaping. Oh, but that's not all. You see, Jace almost accidentally ends up hitting someone while driving erratically, and this causes him to have some sort of flashback to his mysterious origin story that has not been told but keeps getting touched on. All of this ends up causing a bit of a traffic pileup, and the final hurdle that Jace and this woman are going to have to overcome to get to Detective Chubbs is probably the last person you would ever expect, Jace's own mother. We've seen all throughout this 4-issue series just how pro-Magistrate and anti-superhero she is, so much in fact that when she actually stares down this new Batman, she pulls a gun on him. This once again puts Jace in one hell of a morally complex decision. How much does he truly want to see justice served? Well, so much that he's willing to throw a batarang at his own mother. Man, and you thought Wayne's relationship with his adopted kids was dysfunctional. Well, here comes the Fox family looking for that #1 spot. Jace manages to make his meeting with Detective Chubbs and pass the guilty woman off to her. We actually get the feeling that if nothing else, the GCPD may actually reopen this woman's daughter's mysterious murder. Of course, even though Detective Chubbs was willing to help Batman out this time doesn't necessarily mean they're friends. In fact, Chubbs has to put a bullet in new Batman just to make sure Montoya doesn't get wise to the fact that she's working with a superhero. But, you know, she was sure to ask beforehand if the suit had Kevlar in it. She's not a monster, don't you know? With his work as Batman officially done, Jace can return home to try and deal with the ever-devolving situation involving the rest of the Fox family. He shows up late and sweaty, and his brother Luke naturally assumes that he's either drunk or on drugs. Lucius, though, interestingly enough, takes the side of his oldest son, even choosing to call him by his new preferred name, Jace, when Luke still pretty much refuses to. Jace does eventually get in to see his mom, and he feels pretty bad about what he was forced to do back on the road. She's also very happy to see him, but it's made abundantly clear she's far from done hating superheroes. But then maybe, just maybe, she can put that hate on the back burner for a little bit so she can try and help put her family back together. Oh, if only she knew, right as the comic comes to a close. And so that was Future State, the next Batman issue #4, everybody, and I'd be lying if I said this was the ending I was hoping for, but if nothing else, it was an actual finale with some real oomph to it, something that a lot of these other Future State books have kinda struggled with, honestly. There's still a fair amount of hanging plot threads to go around. Who was the mystery villain helping other criminals plan perfect crimes? What is Jace's origin story, and why do they seem to allude that it's quite dark and depressing? How did he decide to be Batman? How did he even get the suit, for that matter? I say these questions knowing full well that they're already going to be answered in the sequel series from John Ridley, Batman Second Son, coming out soon. but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention them here. For what it's worth, though, this Future State series is a nice little vertical slice for Jace Fox as Batman. And I hope, if nothing else in the sequel series, John Ridley continues to interrogate and explore the morality of superheroics. Because it's probably the most interesting thing about this book, and the thing that I know I personally kept coming back to time and time again. Overall, I'd give this one a 7.5 out of 10. Not perfect, could have been better, but still pretty alright. Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cave Jewel, and if you're seeing me right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, which I am very appreciative of. It really helps drive engagement and retention and all that other good YouTube stuff. So does liking and commenting. Wink wink. If you like my content too, you should check out my Patreon page. We just redid all the tiers, so there's a ton of great rewards. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month, and well, it would just really help me out. It's never expected, but always appreciated. So until next time everyone, I've been Cape Joel, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.